Kyou, good for you. She just like me. Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Reboot Season 1 Episode 11. And in the last episode, I think we focused on Shigure for the most part. Like, we saw kind of that he was they had sinister intentions behind the scenes, and that Tooru was just not seeing it because, I mean, yeah. And he was basically going to use all of them, Tooru and Yuki and Kyou, but mostly Tooru, and he feels kind of bad about it when Toru's like totally naive, like, you know, shows him her innocence and her good-heartedness and all that, but it doesn't stop him because all he cares about is Akito, whatever that means. Okay, so and Hatori's going to let that slide. Like, he says, I'm not going to join you, but I'm not going to stop you. Okay, let's get into this episode. Like, I know what will probably happen during this episode to some degree, but I don't know all of it. I mean, by the title.
That's it. Time's up.
What the loop? No. Wait, I jumped though. Did I do this on purpose? Like, without realizing? I think so. Let's start over. I advocate for the right of people with terrible hand-eye coordination to play anyway. So support me on my Patreon and get ahead on Fruits Basket reactions. I'm currently on episode 24, and you know what episode that is. And if you're more of that laughing from the sidelines kind of person, then I just hope you enjoy this reaction. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to support the original content, and let's get into the video. Stay away.
補習を毎日受けて両親は呼び出され、そう、母は泣いていたわ。電波ではカバーできないほど私の頭がバカということよ。まあ安心しろ花島。上を行くバカがちゃんといてくれっから。
おい、それ俺のこと言ってんじゃねえだろうな。
キョンキョンって実は勉強できるよ。
実はってなんだ。
はあ、勝負事はからっきしなのに。
弁士面ぞおめえら。
勉強されている姿を想像すると微笑ましいです。
どうかしたの？
It's about the shot.
バイト頑張ります。
え？
バイト。
Swap. I guess that's what she does in her job.
明日はホワイトデーということで、トールに温泉旅行をプレゼントします。わあ、温泉などそのような高価な場所へお母さんを差し置いて。ムッティだってトールが嬉しいなら嬉しいよ。それとも嬉しくない？
Oh, that's so sad that he says that.
ユキとキョウも一緒だよ。
何をあっさり勝手なこと抜かしてやがるガキ。
行こうよ。あ、ねえ、ユキは？ユキも嫌？
行くよ。せっかくだし。
Uh-oh.
トール君、先月の修学旅行の積立金がまだなんだって？夕方、トール君のおじいさんから電話が来たんだ。
先月はいろいろとでも今月のバイト代で払えますから大丈夫です。先生にもお伝えしましたし。
Yeah, she was trying to hide that.
どうして先月は
Good chocolate.
バレンタインのチョコ代？お前、入れよ。えらい。よく怒りを抑えました。
Kyou, good for you.
なんでそんなことに気づけなかったのかな。いつもヘラヘラ笑ってっからだよ。その分苦労増やしてどうすんだよ。その金で自分の服でも靴でも積立金でも払えばいいだろ。ばっかじゃねえの。
昨日クラス会があったの。
ああ？
そこに本を持ってきてる子がいたの。笑える話全集って本なんだけどね。その中の一つにね、世界で一番バカな旅人ってお話があったの。
Yeah, she was a woman in this version.
でも旅人はバカだから、これで助かりますっていう町の人々の嘘にもポロ 涙をこぼすの。そしてお幸せにお幸せにっていうの。旅
It's
人
a
は
cool
騙され
you
て
know, style
足を一本
of
腕を一
animation.
本上げちゃうの。結局旅人は頭だけになっちゃって、
with the
最後の一
spiders
匹には
show.
目をあげたの。ありがとう、お礼に贈り物をあげますって置いてくの。でもそれも嘘で、贈り物はバカと書かれた紙切れ1枚。ありがとうありがとう、初めての贈り物だ。嬉しい嬉しい、ありがとうありがとう。そして旅人はそのままぽっくり死んでしまいましたとさ。クラスのみんなは笑ってた。くだらないって。でも僕は目を閉じて考えてみた。はあ、なんて愛しいんだろうって。損とか苦労とか考えるだけ無駄だよ。旅人はそんなこと考えちゃいないもの。ただ誰かにとってはそれがバカでも、僕にとってはバカじゃないだけ。僕は本当に喜ばせてあげたいと思うだけ。ユキは今日はそれでもやっぱりバカと思う？
ああ、なんて。
あ、キョウ君、おはようございます。
温泉、俺も行ってやるよ。俺はお返しなんざ用意してねえからな。別に俺がいなくてもおめえはいいかもしれねえけどな。
いいえ、全然嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。
お前ってほんとしょうがねえな。
今日が朝からモエモエしてる。
Oh, that was really lovely. Like, I knew the story. I was like, okay, yeah, I know this already, but it made me feel at the end there. Especially when they, you know, thought about Tora in that context. How do you get... How do you get any guests to come here?
なんでこんな宿で
そ
まで。
んなこと言って、今日はトールと同じ部屋に寝たいんでしょう。
あ？系列。そういう意味で言ったんじゃねえよ。お店、てめえいい加減なこと。キャーちゃん、あの子とか上司と同室がいいなどと。おめえの方が恐ろしいよ。あなたの代わりに私が謝ります。世界中に謝りますわ。いいなんでごめんなさい。ちげえっての。イオもユキと同じ部屋でいい。本当に体弱いの？
Oh my goodness.
一緒に入ろう。はい。
お前が一番いいらんだ。
でもモイジ君はまだお小さいですし、私は。
おめえも何言ってんだ。ほら、もみじ。
Oh, that's what he was looking at. His return gifts.
困らせるために本田さんを連れてきたんじゃないだろ。
いや、でも夜は一緒に寝ようね。
分かってない。
もみじ君など泳ぎ出してしまいそうですね。さてさて、じゃじゃーんです。どうですか、お母さん。気持ちよいですか？もう一回やってくよー。静かに入りやがれ。ねえトール、一緒に歌うよ。夕日の山にてるてるもみじ、カエルやトカゲがこんにちは。恋の
なんだよそりゃ。
僕の歌、僕が作ったの。
Admit that you miss nostalgia time. I had to put this in here.
実は私の子供もユンボッちゃんたちと同じく十二支の猿のものの毛に疲れておりますの。はじめトールさんの話を人づてに聞いたとき、正直不安に思いましたの。トールさんなら安心です。
I think she's like a mother who cares about her child. We don't meet a lot of those here.
どんな方なのですか？
ごめんなさい。 見様から見ましたらあのような子供でございますが、私にとっては大切な根はとても優しいたった一人の子供でございまして、代わりに私が謝ります。すみません。
あっちも楽しそうだね。
If that's what you call it.
アウト。ワンバウンドさせろって言ってるだろ。うっせえ、生泥っこしい打ち方してられっか。それがルールなんだよ。アウト。
今日また
やってられんかこんなもん。拳だ。男なら拳で勝負だ。自分から卓球勝負かけといて。
では私と勝負してください。
ああ、ワンバウンドを忘れずに。うるせえ。ほら。
She just like me.
見りゃわかる。お前下手だな。
ウェイションデーション
本田さん面白いよ。あんまり思いっきり空振るから。ごめん。
目の前で笑ってくださってよろしかったのに。
嫌だよ。今日の前で笑うなんて。親の前でもこんな笑ったことないのに。もっと早く渡したかったんだけど、なんかタイミングつかめなくて。開けてみて。はい。何にするか迷ったんだけど、それが一番似合うかなって。お気に召されましたか、姫。
はい、もちろんです。感激です。
それは光栄の至り。
Oh, Yuki's so smooth.
なんちゃって。
Outright admits it's an act.
本当に王子様みたいです。お母さん、相馬には王子様がたくさんいらっしゃいます。かっこよくて、可愛らしくて、優しい王子様たち。
That was sweet. I like the entire scene.
またいらしてくださいね。
俺を支えに使うなよ。
もみじくんは4月から何年生ですか？中学1年生ですか？ない！高校1年生だよ。それになんとトールの高校に通えることになったんだ。春と一緒にね。
知らなかったみたいだけど、もみじは俺たちの一つ下で、春とは同い年だよ。
私はできる小学生かと。4月から同じ高校で初春さんもご一緒で、何を重点に驚けばよいのやら。全部に驚け。
He's surprised by all of it.
これでご主人様とか言われた日にゃ、おじさんど
Oh my goodness, what is wrong with
捕ま
you?
んない程度にしておきな。
No, please do get arrested, please. Seriously, dude. Like, it gets worse with every episode. I mean, like, I remember these parts, but I don't recall them, you know, just generally. Like, when they pop up, I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that. It makes you worse, Shigure, Jesus. Like, I'm reminded every time. I'm like, oh wow. Yeah, wow, he's really bad. Okay, so I really love, you know, the story of the traveler. Like, it's a very iconic moment. And watching it over again, I was like, yeah, I know the story, you know, let's see. But it really made me feel there at the end, you know, just like, I don't know, just thinking about Tooru. Just, you know, just accept, like, just being kind, wanting to be kind no matter what. And just, like, she doesn't care about what she gets in return. She doesn't care if she's been fooled. She doesn't care. Like, she just wants to be kind because that what means the most to her, the kindness itself, the act of giving itself, you know. And that's very rare, you know. Usually, naturally, you would think, what do I get in return if I help this person? Will they, you know, will they have me back? Will they at least acknowledge that I helped them? You don't want to get tricked. You don't want to be made a fool of. And that's a very, you know, natural response for anyone. But for Tooru, she's just a special kind of person, I guess. And I don't know why, I'm just rolling with it. I mean, Tori's just, I like her. I mean, like, she's just genuinely extremely kind. And so you want to do things for her because it's not like you have to do things for her. Like, you don't even feel like you need to do things for her because she expects that. You want to do things for her because she doesn't expect that, because she doesn't take anything for granted, because she's like, you know, I'm gonna be kind, but I don't expect anyone to return that kindness. That it's not what it's about. Like Momiji said, I want to make this person happy. Like, I don't think they're dumb. I just want to, you know, make them happy. Like, she appreciates every single thing that you do for her. Like Kyou saying to her, you know, I don't have a return gift for you, but I'm going to go with Yuki. You know, I'm going to go to the onsen for you. Like, that's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a brazen thing to say. Like, yeah, you know, I'm going to give you a gift myself as a gift. Kind of, but, you know, Tooru would appreciate that. And, I mean, he did acknowledge it. It was like, oh, maybe you don't care if I go or not. But he kind of knew she did. Like, obviously she did. And then I also really liked the, you know, the ping pong match. It's really, like, it's so, I just love these characterizations where, you know, we see like Yuki, for instance, the fact that he can't laugh. Like, I don't know, there's something very, like, I just love these subtle moments. Or maybe they're not that subtle, but the build up to be a person. Like, it feels so fitting. It feels like it makes so much sense. And it kind of like just shows you what kind of person Yuki is. You know, that he has his guard up all the time, that he can't even laugh in front of, you know, like laughing is kind of showing vulnerability in some way, you know, like he has to be a certain person around Kyou. He has to kind of keep his guard up and be this very cool, very someone who has it all figured out kind of. You know, he doesn't want to show Kyou any kind of weakness. So even laughing is something that he can't do. And it's like, it's Kyou, but it's not only him. Like, he can't even, like he said, he never even laughed like that in front of his parents. But we know that his parents, I mean, we don't know, I guess, at this point. But, I mean, obviously, just the fact that they don't mention their parents, like, barely, like, the parents don't seem to be involved in their lives, you kind of get the idea that, okay, you know, probably it's not a casual child parents relationship there, you know. Like, it was funny. It was a funny scene. And it's just sweet. I mean, the fact that he could laugh in front of her, you know, this juxtaposition of, you know, I can laugh in front of my parents, but I can laugh in front of you. Like I tried running away from you, but then you came after me and I let myself laugh and explain to you, you know, what was holding me back. So Tooru might be a stand-in for something here. And then, you know, and then him just turning on his princely charms. Like, the thing is that he really genuinely has them. Like, you really can't go all prince like on you. I didn't really pick my words right here. It's not genuine in any way. That's kind of the point of it. The fact that he mocks himself after he does it shows that he's kind of uncomfortable doing it in a way. I mean, he's kind of like, oh, it's kind of a joke for him. And the fact also that Tooru gets so flustered every time he turns it on. I think the point is, like, at first you see it as something romantic, like, oh, Tooru's so, like, flustered. Oh, yeah, he's getting to her. But I think it more shows, like, how she's not able to really connect with him in those moments when he's turning his princely charms on. She gets all flustered. She sees him as a prince, and he's not. So it kind of, you know, puts this a little bit of a distance between them in those moments. And that's why those moments don't feel exactly, you know, authentic to who they are. Speaking of which, another thing I noticed is that so far we had these moments, if I'm not mistaken, 2 times when he made her really flustered. First, when he was wearing that ridiculous dress, you know, in the festival. And then she kind of made him feel better about it. And then he was turning it around, but not in the same way that Kyou, for instance, turned around that compliment that he got about the plum on the back. You know, when he turned it around, was like, oh, you have a plum too, I can see it. Here, Yuki just turns it around in a romantic way, and he starts telling her, oh, you look so nice in that dress, you know, a lot prettier than me, and stuff like that. And here, too, we have this moment again when, you know, she makes him feel kind of vulnerable. She gets close to him. She gets intimate with him, like, emotionally. And then he turns on the charms and it kind of all goes away in a way. Kind of suddenly the relationship turns sharply. And I think it might be like this subconscious kind of defense mechanism on Yuki's part when he, you know, she gets close to him. He kind of feels this attachment to her, that is not exactly romantic, and then he turns it romantic immediately, like as kind of like not to let it, really sink in, not to let it, get too long, or give him actually like the opportunity to maybe think about what this actually means to him. It's like something that he's so afraid of acknowledging that he immediately turns it into something that he supposedly understands better. Like, oh, I'm attracted to her romantically. Let me, be a prince to her and make her, make a romantic gesture of some kind. And I think like in both these moments, it's about somehow his parents or her parents are, brought into the conversation. Like I said, like I noted before, like at the time with the dress, Tooru was telling him how, calling her cute made her feel like her mom loved her, and she was doing kind of the same thing to him. And here they were talking about how his parents, he can't even laugh in front of them, but in front of Tooru he can. And so like she's always kind of this remedy to him, but he can't acknowledge it right now. So I just love this really subtle storytelling, and also that, I mean, this is all theory, but I feel like it kind of makes sense when you think about it like that. Of course, it's not something you would notice like at first watching this show, but I think it's there when, when you go back and what's to come. And just Kyou, I mean, I enjoy every single thing that we see about Kyou, but just the fact that he's like so, I mean, the way that he plays ping pong, the very act of him, challenging Yuki for competition in ping pong, not knowing the rules, not being able to keep up with the rules, not caring about the rules, like he just wants to use force. It's so cute. I just love it. Like, it's like, no, what a stupid game, like, oh my god. Yeah, I love the characterization. Anyway, so now we know that Momiji is joining the school, and, the cat is out of the bag, or the rabbit is out of the bag, I guess. I mean, for Yuki and Kyou, it was so obvious. Like, they know that Momiji is like just 1 year younger, but Tooru kept kind of showing them, or like kind of hinting to the fact that she doesn't know, because she was totally fine with Momiji, being in the bath with her, sleeping with her in a room. Like, why you no one tell her? Actually Momiji's like a year younger. Do you know that? Because it's like, it's not that obvious. Not that obvious at all. Anyway, so now she knows before anything too crazy happened, I guess. We also met the innkeeper, who's like honestly a really annoying character to me, but at least, her one saving grace is the fact that she seems to be a decent mother too. I mean, okay, no. Like, okay, but from what we hear, at least she cares about her child. And she says he's the most precious thing to her. The child, he, she, they are the most precious thing to her that we don't see often. At least so far, we haven't seen any parents. Like, we haven't met any parents. We just heard about adults in Hatsuharu's story, and those adults sounded very bad and like very destructive with the words, and we haven't seen anything beyond that. Like, we have Shigure and Hatori and stuff who are, like, the older generation, I guess, but they're still very young. They're, like, 20, I don't know what, 20-something? They're very young, honestly. Like, obviously, as I was watching it as a kid, they seemed really old to me, but they're super young. And, like, like, just thinking of Shigure just, like, raising, I mean, I guess he's not raising, but, like, having, like, 3 teenagers in his house, like, as a 20-something-year-old, like, and they look up to him like an adult. I mean, he's a terrible influence, but like, Jesus, they're so young. Seriously. I mean, they seem to have everything figured out for themselves or something. I mean, maybe not, but like, mostly, like, they have like these really, like, they know exactly what they're doing with their lives, like, I mean, more or less, in terms of, at least, I mean, I guess it comes with like being part of the sohmas. They have like, I mean, maybe not. For Hatori, yes, because, him being a doctor was, like, an important thing. Akito needed a doctor. And they needed a doctor to be, and the hypnotism thing is also in charge of. But, like, yeah, they all pretty much know what they're doing, Shigure is, like, an author, and then there's another guy that we haven't met yet. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm jealous, I guess, just knowing, what you're gonna do and just like succeeding at it at such a young age. Good for you. Anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Special thanks to my top Patreons, Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyranor, and Michael Gabriel. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, without whose support I would never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.